everyone, and welcome to Operation Twin Shells. I'm Camille Salazar-Hadaway, and it's time to hear straight from the developers themselves all about Year 9, Season 3 of Rainbow Six Siege.
Okay.
This season brings an innovative new operator and a versatile new weapon. Let's kick it off with an overview of the season.
I'm so confused about the new operator.
Woo!
Season overview!
Year 9 Season 3 is all about Operation Twin Shells. But before we jump into that, it's really important
I don't know, was she?
that we heard from you and we haven't met the expectations that you had for Operation New Blood. And we want to reinforce that we are dedicated to this game and that we are putting more resources than ever into it. And you'll start to see that with Operation Twin Shells. Operation Twin Shells is all about the new operator as well, Scopos. This is Curie Galanos, who's one of the original operators from Rainbow Six.
Woo!
And she comes with 2 shells that she can control. This is a testament to the creativity of the game,
The update's already out.
the talent of our team to come up with unique operators like this that are still game changers. We're also introducing updates to AntiCheat and anti-toxicity, which is a major priority for us for the future of the game. And we have more like the Siege Cup coming in beta phase.
I forgot about this!
We have After Action
I forgot about the Siege
2.0
Cup.
coming online, and we have so much more for you.
Oh my god, that's actually
Can't wait to
really
dig into
exciting.
it. So let's begin.
That's really exciting.
Let's talk about an important topic right off the bat. Cheating and toxicity are not just concerns for you, they are critical issues for us as well. To address this, we've restructured our team to dedicate even more resources to these challenges. Now, to share exclusive details and updates on the current and upcoming player protection projects, here's Alexander Karpazes and product owner Lancelot Seiji.
Player protection.
We want to assure you that we have more than just one security system in place. More than just BattleEye, we have 6 detection systems running at any given time so that we can catch cheaters. And we're constantly improving these systems. On top of this, we want to talk about a pillar as well for our anti-cheat, which is binary hardening. Binary hardening is the act of obfuscating and making it harder for cheat makers to access the game. Think of it like a giant library, where a cheat maker is trying to find a specific book. For us, we'll be trying to change that book's location as much as possible. And even on top of that, changing the shelves and the entire library so that it's as confusing and as hard for a cheat maker as possible, so that in the end,
I'm gonna be honest, I don't understand what any of that means.
when it comes
I hope
to
it
Siege
works.
Cup, for those that have won and
So-
have cheated, they will be banned. But of course, their teammates will have access revoked from Siege Cup as well, ensuring that competitive integrity remains in Siege. Another area of improvement is time to ban. 75% of bans are happening 12 hours sooner now.
That's good.
And this is something that we'll be working on in the future to reduce that.
Yeah, I
time
really
as
hope
much
it
as
works.
possible. As you may
That would
have
be really
seen
nice.
in our August update for AntiCheat, the team has grown in size. It's now a multidisciplinary team that is actually one of the largest in-house anti-cheat teams in the world for any given project. And for us, that means we're totally dedicated to making sure that Siege is the best it can be when it comes to anti-cheat.
In the
I'm just-
anti-toxicity team, our mission is simple.
If it works, that'll be
Ensuring
awesome.
safe
If it
space
doesn't,
for
that'll
all
be
players in Rainbow
so
Six.
depressing.
It means protecting the community from recurrent and highly toxic players while rewarding recurrent positive behavior. Our mission includes handling features like reverse friendly fire, text censorship, reports, abandoned penalties, match cancellation, commendation system, and of course,
Desmond.
the reputation system. Our philosophy centers around 3 key principles: transparency, understandability, and clarity. In its current state, the reputation system has some weaknesses and is not trusted by the community. This is why we decided to overhaul it. It means reviewing its structure, the action that are feeding it, and
Negative units? Oh no.
And to be clear, a single negative
All my
action
negativity
will have
is
a
from
minimal impact on
accidentally
Only the
TKing.
recurrence of this action
Accidentally, of course.
will affect your reputation. We aim to give you access to those changes in Year 9 S4.
Okay.
The system will remain in beta. It means no impact on standing until we are 100% confident it meets your and our standards of transparency, understandability, and clarity. Additionally, we are still working on some very impactful features that we cannot wait to share with you by the end of the year.
When you finish a match in Operation Twin Shells, things are going to have a brand new look. Please
We
welcome
just saw it.
senior game designer Vladimir Kozik to walk you
That was
through the new
wild.
post-action
Did not
report.
expect that.
Plus, game director Joshua Mills is here to talk about boosting the abilities of your drones.
Exclamation point boost! Exclamation point boost! Yo, we were zooming. Little R2D2 going around.
Post-action report in a completely new dimension. Instead of operator cards, there will be a new screen with teammates represented.
This gives me
as
like
3D
Call of
operators
Duty
located on the
vibes.
same map they
I don't
just
know
played.
why,
Here they
but it does,
command
right?
Teammates and the opponents on the next screen. Instead of sequence of separated tabs, all progression like crank.
Oh, it's all
clear, battle
together.
pass, also
I didn't even
including challenges
notice.
This time will be comfortably organized on a single page layout
Oh.
that highlights the most important information. I'm so excited with this update. I can't
Wait.
wait our players try it out and share their feedback with us.
Call of Duty.
Drone Boost is a new feature coming to our attacker lineup. The goal here is to continue to reinforce our attackers, make sure they have the tools to get the job done. Intel is king in Siege, and keeping your drone alive is crucial to getting that intel. Some of the changes we did to Solus helped with that, but we want to go further. We want to give more power to our players, specifically the attackers. So Drone Boost means you can actually boost
Exclamation
your
point
drone
boost!
a maximum of 3 times.
Yo, you are
3 seconds per
zooming.
boost. You can cancel it mid-boost to quickly evade, quickly close distances, and
That's
each
wild.
boost, once expended, takes 6
Wild.
seconds to recharge. So the boost resource system is actually kind of similar to Maverick's Torch in the sense that you can cancel the action at any time and it doesn't fully deplete the boost. So you can cut up a boost as needed, but again, you only have 3 full ones. Drone Boost isn't limited to
That's
just
wild.
the default drone. The Kludges from Bravo or even Twitch's drone can also take advantage of this feature. If Mozzie happens to get
I
his
noticed
hands
that
on one of these
instantly.
drones and there's still charges left, so that's the key factor here.
Oh.
If there's still charges on that drone, now they're Mozzies to use. So the future of drones in Siege is
What?
really focused on their economy, which means making sure they can survive longer, or at least giving our players the ability and the
That's
tools they need in
wild.
order to make sure their drones can survive longer. They should be
Droning
used
is
more
honestly
regularly
huge.
in the middle and late game of the
I
round.
finally
We
just
wanna
started
make sure
using
that you have
drones
these
regularly.
tools in
It only
your
took me
arsenal
like
to be able to make things
6
happen.
years, 7 years.
If you
So.
love competition, this next update is for you. The new Siege Cup beta is coming this season for select players to test their 5 stacks in intense
I'm so
tournament play.
excited for
The
this.
new reward system is
I'm
coming as
so
well for both
excited
Siege
for
Cup
this.
and ranked matches. Plus,
I want to plan like a
more
specific day,
interesting
get like a full
updates
5
that
stack
live
on
content director
that
Chris
people can be on as long as
Professor is gonna tell
possible,
you
and
all
we
about.
just like hit the tournament hard, dude. This is about to be
Year
epic.
9 Season 3, Operation Twin Shells, we're happy
Epic.
to announce the beta of Siege Cup. We made the decision to restrict
This is so
Siege Cup
exciting.
beta to the PC platform because we can be much more reactive. If something happens with the Siege Cup, we can address it much faster than with other platforms. We really want to launch Siege Cup in its full form in Year 9 Season 4. Competitive integrity is imperative for Siege. That's why having a beta to make sure we can register the squads, formulate the brackets, distribute the rewards, we have to get it right. To register your team for the Siege Cup beta, follow the QR code or the link that you see on the screen and get
That's
ready
wild.
for news about the first Siege Cup coming your way. With Siege Cup, you have to register as a 5 stack, meaning that you have to bring 4 of your friends, get ready to compete until the tournament is over. Once the Siege Cup starts, you're there committed to the Siege Cup to play until you get eliminated or, of course, win the tournament. We see the
That's
Siege
wild.
Cup beta as our most competitive playlist, even more so than ranked, because the stakes are extremely high. The first Siege Cup will be near the beginning of Year 9 Season 3, and after the finish of the first tournament, we'll run another every 2 weeks for the remainder of Year 9 Season 3.
Woo!
In Year 9 Season 3, we're introducing a new currency called competitive coins. Competitive coins
We
are
love
exclusive
money.
to our competitive playlist.
Money, money, money.
That being ranked and
Siege
Cup.
money,
Get as
money,
far as you
money.
can within the ranks, as well as
It's
play as many
wild.
Siege Cups
Your
as you
squad
can
tier is
to get
wild.
competitive coins to open these exclusive packs. In Year 9
Nice.
Season 3, all console players will receive one free competitive pack.
Ooh,
Move up the ranks, get as many competitive coins as you can, so you can continue to open packs in that collection. Starting in Year 9 Season 3, when you're waiting for your next match, whether it's in Ranked, Quick Match, or even the Siege Cup, you'll be able to enter the shooting range to stay warmed up, ready for your next match. Additionally,
That's
we've also
cool.
added a cover feature within the aiming lane. Now you can have covers pop up from the ground, dummies will hide behind them and take position as you try to eliminate them as you warm up your aim. Both PC and console players will be able to enter the shooting range during match.
That's wild, actually.
1v1s have become more popular within Siege, and that's why we've now added a 1v1 custom preset in custom game. There are two presets for 1v1s in custom game, short and long. The short preset allows you to play 6 rounds with 4 rounds to win and 1 overtime round. In the long preset, it's the first to 8 rounds, but if the match gets tense and it's really tight, there are 3 overtime rounds. And both of the 1v1 presets, all maps are available. The prep phase has been lowered to 20 seconds. It's perfect for one player to get set up and ready for the attack. The bomb game mode is the featured game mode in both 1v1 presets. Roles swap every round. You play attack, then defense. This will continue until whoever finally wins the match.
With every new season, the question arises, which operators will be targeted for balancing and how will they change? Game designer David Perpignan has all the answers, plus spoilers. It's Solus, Dokkaebi, and Noque.
Noque? Is that how you say it? Have we all been saying it wrong this whole time?
For Solis. We know that our previous package was a bit harsh. We've been monitoring data just to see that everything went well. What we've seen is a decrease in ban rate and also in presence, but a steady trend on win rate. This new wave of changes for Solis is based in
Solus isn't OP anymore, but she's still very useful.
Detection mechanic.
Noque?
Solis will use only the center of the screen to detect the gadgets.
She said Noque?
We
Noque?
won't know what they are.
I think.
The second pillar is the scanning or identification mechanic.
Is that how it is? I say Noque.
We call it overclock, and once you trigger the overclock, your energy is refilled, and you'll be able to see every gadget in the center of the
People say
screen
knock?
identified.
People say knock.
Aside from that, Solis will emit a warning to every observation tool in the enemy team within the range of detection, so they will know that you are.
Yo, how do you guys say it?
You are seeing their gadgets.
Write it in the comments down below. How do you guys say Nook? N-O-K-K? Is that what it is?
Will last longer.
I don't know how to spell it.
Require less energy to be activated while reloading. Also,
Solus is still very useful.
Changes give us more balancing levers that will help us adjust Solis in the future.
So did they nerf her again?
Dokkaebi right now can generate a lot of pressures in defenders.
Dokkaebi's always banned.
At the beginning of the round. That's why we're taking a look to the resource management in her ability. Now, Dokka will start with...
To be fair, you said words wrong for ages, just asking famous. Yeah, I know.
But only up to 2 per round. These changes reduce the pressure on defenders now. They should have more time to prepare their setup. And Dokkaebi, players will be encouraged to survive longer to have a greater impact in the match. Global abilities like Dokkaebi's Logic Bomb have a great impact in the game, and sometimes with little effort from the players. We are aware of this, and we will take a look at it in the future, being part of bigger changes for the game.
Yeah, no, there's no point in banning her anymore. Hopefully she won't be banned.
Camera scrubbing and intel deception is how stealth should look in Rainbow, and that's what Noque does. The changes we are making are affecting how Noque's ability consumes energy. Instead of being time-based, they will be action-based. That means that some actions like walking won't consume any of your energy, but if you sprint or shoot, your energy will be consumed. These changes aim to make Noque more patient. We want Noque to be better at flank watching.
Wait, that's wild.
Uncertainty on defenders. We want them to feel like there's a monster in the house. Noque and Smokes.
Well, she is a monster. She's a land shark. It makes sense. Y'all can't convince me. She's a shark. She's a shark.
When you're using magnified scopes. The objective of these changes is to improve the player perception and balance of those operators while keeping the frustrations away. There will be more changes in this season. For example, we're taking a look at the proximity alarm and its synergy with Sentry, and also at the delayed timer for explosions on the Claymore.
A big update for Versus AI is coming in Operation Twin Shells, as you'll now be able to play as a defender and face off against a squad of attacker bots. For more, here's AI programmer Ariane Moncha-Delaire.
Versus AI is a game mode designed for new players to provide them with a safe environment.
We will go back and
where they
explain
can learn
everything
and
when the video's
practice
done.
Before their first ranked experience. In Year 8, Season 4, we introduced Versus AI for the first time. Since then,
This is a cool concept.
To play with and against, more supported maps, and we keep integrating more AI behaviors. This season will be significant. We're introducing Versus AI 2.0. Given that Siege is an asymmetrical game, we want to give the players the opportunity to play the other side. For the first time, players are going to be able to play the defenders against a full team of AI attackers. The AI attacker team will feature 5 operators: Ash, Thatcher, Termite, Nomad, and Sledge.
Nice.
As a defender, the player will be able to choose between
It's a pretty
16
iconic team, I'm
operators,
not gonna lie.
including the new one, Scopos. New players are gonna have the opportunity to learn how to react to those attackers' behaviors, but it will also give them some ideas of how to play themselves when it's their turn to play the attackers. Both beginner and advanced game mode are gonna offer the full match experience at launch. Similar to a casual game, the player is gonna enter as either a defender or
Oh,
an
he almost
attacker
collided
against a
them.
full team of AI.
Yikes, dude, that
They're
was
gonna play
wild.
on one of our 8 supported maps, and after 2 rounds, they're gonna switch sides. We've
Oh.
heard your feedback, and we want to make sure that Versus AI gives a real feel of what it's like to play Siege.
It's now time to talk about the new operator, Scopos. This Greek defender brings a new dimension of tactical possibilities to the fight through her twin shells, Talos and Colossus. For insight into the visual design of this operator, we'll hear from art director Joanna Sui, and for a breakdown of the new gameplay opportunities she offers, we'll go to game designer Justin Larange Alualia.
That's so cute. They decapitated that man.
And her name is Kuri.
Wild.
The visual design is really based off of her story background and the trauma that she went through. In the anime that was released from the year,
They need to make a real anime for this show. God, that would be so good.
At that time, trying to stop the bomb maker. In the end, you see a giant explosion, and it was actually exactly that moment where she stopped being able to walk. Ever since then, she's a wheelchair user. She's been in a relentless chase, trying to seek prosecution to stop Deimos. All that toll took an effect on her face. She looks very gaunt. She has eye bags, wrinkles, and wear and tear. Scopos is a master strategist. She adapted her wheelchair into her command center like a pilot seat. She uses the shells to be part of the action. In game, you can hear her, you can see her face when you swap between the 2 shells. When we're designing her wheelchair and the robots, we really had in mind to make sure that she feels very grounded. So we went with analog, old technology look. We really want to establish the fact that it's not smart AI robots. They're not invincible, they can be destroyed. When she loses Talos, Colossus, she's losing a part of her again. So for the design of the robots,
that's wild.
We
That's
wanted to
deep.
differentiate the 2, so you can identify them easily on foot. The difference are in the antennas, the shoulder pads.
Yo, Cam, thank you for the 5 gifted, dude. I appreciate it, guys. Exclamation point gift in the chat. Hype it up.
We made sure to have
Thank
the
you.
analog look by physically having buttons that you can push. They're wires.
They're different, but like they're like a potato and a tomato. They're basically the same thing. You can't convince me otherwise.
Touch and feel.
Back when she was a field agent, Curie surveyed the area from afar as a sniper. Now, she still watches from a distance, but in a different way. Thanks to her new tech, Scopos is able to maintain a wide network of control unlike any other defender. That's because what Scopos brings to the field is not 1, but 2 remotely controlled robotic operators.
Okay.
These shells, named
Yo,
Talos
putting
and
it there,
Colossus,
that's
make up
wild.
the V10 Pantheon system.
That's wild.
At any given moment, one of Scopos' shells will be in an active state, where it functions like an operator, while the other remains in an idle state, where it functions like a powerful piece of defensive utility. Scopos' control
Excuse
allows her
me?
to swap the states of these shells.
They are
quickly delivering
both
offensive
able to be
or defensive
cameras?
power where it's needed most. Scopos' active shell
And
works much like
attackers?
any other operator. It can
What?
move, shoot, and use
I thought it was like one was
It's
one
also
and one was the
Scopos'
other.
primary lifeline.
That's
If a shell
wild.
is destroyed while it's active, Curie's link is severed, and she's functionally dead for the rest of the round. 2 bodies does not mean 2 lives. Meanwhile,
Good.
Scopos' idle
That's
shell
OP.
will take on a defensive posture, deploying an integrated shield that functions much like a deployable shield secondary gadget. While in this state, the idle shell can be used as an observation tool
That's
by
wild.
Curie and her allies. Additionally, Scopos can access her idle shell's camera directly at any time with the gadget button. While Scopos is looking through her idle shell's camera, she'll have the option to swap shells. Activating the swap sequence will put her active shell into idle mode and put her idle shell into active mode. The only catch is that the active shell needs to be in a position where it can deploy its shield to perform the swap. Scopos' HUD has an indicator that'll make this easier. In fact, Scopos' HUD will display plenty of useful information about both shells, including whether the idle shell is under attack or being affected by an EMP. Scopos
So
is a very
if you
tactically
kill,
oriented
if someone
operator that
kills
requires players to
the
collect data,
robot that you are
quickly act on it to
actively
maximize their potential.
using,
A strong
then
Scopos
you're
player
out for the
will make
round.
frequent use of her
You
idle
can't
shell
just switch
to guide the
over.
actions of her active
But
shell.
if you switch
most players,
over
Scopos will
before
likely be a
you
shallow
die,
roam,
then you can
operating near the
continue
bomb site
using
while
the other
having needs to
robot.
extend into a deeper roam or fall back and anchor.
You have
as
to be able to
needed.
time that
If
perfectly
used
though,
strategically, she
because
has
that
the
takes a
power to be one of
while.
the most mobile
That takes a
operators in
while
the
to
game.
switch.
Scopos'
That's
idle shell
wild.
can be a very strong piece of utility. Having the combined properties of a deployable shield and a bulletproof camera,
That's crazy,
this
dude.
shield can offer a large amount of
That's-
intel from relative safety.
That's
Scopos'
crazy.
idle shell is most effective when placed in key areas for the defenders to hold so that it can provide information and serve as a launching point for when the enemy least expects it.
Talon's coming out.
Scopos is bringing a brand new gun to Siege, the PCX-33
Wow.
assault rifle. Curie may not be bringing a sniper rifle into battle, but make no mistake, her shells are still packing some serious firepower. This weapon is precise, deadly, and heavily customizable, making it a versatile tool for a versatile defender. For a sidearm, Scopos carries a P229, a throwback to Curie's days in the Greek Special Forces. Scopos also has access to secondary gadgets. These are shared between her 2 shells. Her first option is impact grenades, a great choice to maximize her mobility and roaming potential. Alternatively, Scopos can bring proximity alarms.
She gives
These synergize
huge
great with her
roaming
idle shell,
vibes.
helping her know exactly the right time to take action. The Pantheon shells are 2 health, 2 speed operators, having been built for a balance between durability and mobility. Given their unique nature, Scopos' shells have a few special interactions. A good rule of thumb is to think of her active shell as an operator and her idle shell as a gadget. The first interaction you might wonder about is EMPs and gadgets that target electronic devices, like IQ. While Scopos' shells are electronic, the active shell has an active countermeasure that protects it from anti-electronic
Ooh.
effects.
Okay.
It won't completely stop them, but it will prevent Scopos' active shell from being fully disabled by an EMP. This protection doesn't extend to the idle shell, however. Disabling effects will prevent Scopos from using the camera and swap features. Scopos' greatest
Oh.
counter is Dokkaebi. The hackers call
Ring ring banana phone.
but they also block Scopos' strongest escape plan. Additionally, Dokkaebi's universal hack can give her team access to the idle shell's camera.
Wild.
Bravo's Pudge drone can overheat Scopos' idle shell. However, this
What does
takes
that mean?
a while and gives Curie a warning on her HUD. If she's fast
Oh.
enough, Scopos can swap to activate her countermeasures and prevent the overheat.
Oh shoot.
In addition to being an electronic gadget,
That's
Scopos' idle
wild.
shell's shield can be destroyed with explosives and similar effects, leaving the idle shell exposed for an easy kill. The glass can also be shattered.
So if it gets
preventing allies
broken
from fully
and you
benefiting from
come
its utility.
back, right, and then you switch back and you switch back, do you then have another one, or that's it? You lost your entire shield for the round.
The biggest
That would be
threats to
interesting to
Scopos are her
see.
direct counters, so she benefits greatly from allies who protect her from them. Catchers like Jagger and Wamai can protect her idle
Huge.
shell from explosives.
Yep.
And other denial gadgets like
You
those
lost it
from
for the
Mute,
round,
Mozzie, and
wow.
Tugrao can stop many of Scopos'
It's good that she has like a decent amount of counters too.
Scopos' shells can't benefit from healing effects. Doc's stims, Thunderbird's Kona stations, and Rook's armor won't help the shells.
That's
They
wild.
also can't get put in a down state.
That's
And
wild.
they don't breathe, meaning they're immune to toxic effects like smoke and Fenrir. That last fact can open the floor to some
What?
BS.
I mean, I I get it, they're robots, but what?
Another strong approach to Scopos is to double down on intel. Maestro, Valkyrie, and Echo can offer more insight into enemy positions
wild.
and even provide some distractions. That can be more than enough to let Scopos get into position and go for the kill.
Get him, go! Stabby stab, yeah!
Scopos is designed to embody the key aspects of being a defender. Gathering information and swiftly responding to attacker strategies. Scopos brings a level of adaptability that, if left unchecked,
Wild.
can turn the tide on even the strongest of attacks. We'll be keeping a close eye on her in the test server and throughout the season to see what players can do with her.
Woo!
Loading new map.
You won't see his face, ever, but you'll probably recognize his voice, as he's a big part of the Siege community. It's Marley, and he's here to give you his own special brand of insight into the new operator, new balancing updates, and all that Operation Twin Shells has to offer.
That's wild. Who's Marley?
First impression of the new operator was definitely, oh, they've broken the game. This is it.
Are we supposed to know his voice? She said we would.
It's mind-blowing, and it's definitely the most versatile
What?
operator on defense. The new weapon
Nice.
she's got is another assault rifle on
The
defense.
recoil does not look that bad.
I love that weapon. The best strategy that I've found with the new operator so far is definitely finding my typical mirror window hiding spots on defense and planting one of the shells in the corner and hoping everybody walks right past it, and then switching to the shell when needs be, and yeah, the rest is history. During the play
wild,
test, the
man.
hardest counter that I noticed, definitely feel like Flores drones are a big issue. If you're leaving
I'm a Flores
your body
mine!
somewhere, it's gonna get destroyed.
Nice.
The
Nice,
changes
dude,
this
nice.
season have got me really excited. The changes
Do I want to
Knock
keep being
are
a
really
Flores main?
exciting. I'm
Yeah,
gonna be playing her
I
completely
do.
differently to how I used to. I'm going to be sitting under cameras, and yeah, really exciting. And I'm glad to see the
Wild.
new Solace change as well. I think that's a great change. Now you'll know when there's a Solace below when you're droning, and I think that's amazing. Oh, the Siege Cup's gonna be
Ooh,
another
that's
level.
sick.
So ranked is sweaty
I'm so
and
excited for the Siege
competitive,
Cup.
but
I'm
Siege
so
Cup is
excited.
gonna bring a whole
Queen,
new
I'm so
level
excited
of
for the
sweat
Siege Cup.
and passion to Rainbow Six Siege that I
We
can't
need to
wait
set
for.
up like a girl
Who
squad
would I
Siege
want
Cup
to challenge in the
day
1v1
and see how we
custom
do.
match?
That would be wild.
What a silly question. Jinxie, I'm ready. Overall, I think it's a really refreshing and exciting season. Year 9 Season 3 is bringing what I think is one of the most exciting operators I've seen in a long time. I can't wait to see all the fun and different plays coming from people. And I just think overall, alongside the balancing changes, it's just going to be a great season, and I can't wait for it to launch.
Nice.
And that's the full rundown for Operation Twin Shells, which is hitting the season test server tomorrow. Jump in and see how Scopus, Talus, and Colossus change the way you defend a site. And as always, remember to report issues you encounter while playing to R6 Fix for a chance to earn a tidy reward for your efforts. Now, don't leave just yet, because we've got one more thing for you.
Woo!
It's Jagger in
This. I'm sorry, I need to get closer. This was the most anticlimactic elite skin I have ever seen. That is all. So, in space doesn't make it any cooler. It does a little bit, but it's like you can't even shoot bullets in space, can you? Oh yeah, I think you can. Do they actually do stuff? So anticlimactic, dude. That's wild. That is wild.